Raise your hand if you have brown hair. Raise your hand if you are a male. Raise your hand if you wear glasses. Now, because of these characteristics, you are not allowed to join the military. Does this seem fair? If not, then you need to know that this is what we do to people who are transgender. Today, my goal is to educate you on all the struggles transgenders face while going into the military. Today's active duty end strength stands at 476,000. This year's end strength target was supposed to be 483,500 in the active Army, states Megan Meyer from the article, "The Army is supposed to be growing, but this year it didn't." The United States Army wanted to create a larger army, but fell short of their goal. I believe that if we offered the military to the people who identified as transgender, then we would be closer to this goal. Transgenders are not allowed to join the military because of medical expenses. The government doesn't want to pay for their pricey surgeries because of how expensive they would be. So why can't these individuals still be in the military but not have to get the pricey surgeries paid for completely? To get the surgery would cost between $1,500 to $50,000. So why aren't we paying for part of it and they come up with the rest? Military people who have served for 3 years will get covered 100% while active. However, the government also covers their bills for 5 years later. If the government puts rules on what they would cover and not cover, then we wouldn't have problems with transgenders joining the military. Have you ever heard of the don't ask, don't tell mindset? Some transgenders have to hide who they are and say their born identity in order to get into the military. The fact that they have to hide a part of who they are will cause lots of stress on them. People who have post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, may feel stressed or frightened even when they are not in danger, says National Institute of Mental Health. Transgender people may end up having a higher risk of getting PTSD because of feeling they need to hide a part of who they are. This whole subject just isn't fair anyway. Who would take away a person's freedom when we live in a free country, especially when that person wants to fight to keep our country free? If the U.S. takes away transgenders' freedoms, that will also take away people who think this is not fair. They already feel so different the way they are, and passing the law makes them stand out even more. Like I had mentioned earlier, the U.S. wanted to hit a certain goal of the military people, but fell short of their goal. I truly believe that if they need that number of people, then they would not have banned the transgenders from joining the military. They are just as equal as everyone else and deserve the same freedoms as we do. To conclude, I know this is a touchy topic, but I feel that it is important enough to talk about. Today I went over some points why I believe this subject is not fair. We talked about the government not wanting to help pay for surgeries, the don't ask, don't tell mindset, and finally why it is not fair in general. Remember at the beginning when I had you raise your hand if you had brown hair or are a male or have glasses? I hope this opens your eyes and makes you realize they are just like all of us, different.